What up, YouTube? Today we're talking about Unrivaled Playoffs. That's right, we are here. It is playoff time, and I'm excited. Are you excited? Are you conflicted like me? Are you a Laces fan and a Rose fan, and they are playing each other in the playoffs, so only one of them's going to make it to the finals? Ay. Yeah, here we are. We're in it. We have number one seed, the Lunar Owls, who have won 13 games and only lost one. The one they did lose to was the number two seed team, Rose. That's right. Rose has won 8 games and lost 6. It was a little bit of a learning curve, but then once they clicked in, once Gray was boom doing point guard things, bam, here we are. They are a strong contender to win the championships. But also, we have them playing the Laces, which have won 7 games and lost 7 games. And ooh, boy, have they had a ton of injury issues this year. They are definitely a team that is like, if they don't make it this year and they come back the same team next year, they could be the number one seed. I mean, they were the team that I think a lot of people were betting on. I know at first I was like, okay, I kind of want to be a Laces fan because I love AT and I love Kayla McBride, but I feel like it's two aces for me. And it felt a little unfair to have a team so heavy with such a strong team. You got Kate Martin and Tiffany Hayes, who are now both going to the Valkyries, which very excited for the Valkyries. Still waiting on a couple more pieces to kind of come in to see if the Valkyries are going to stand any chance to be like playoff contenders. And then you got Jackie Young. You can't go wrong with Jackie Young. Love Jackie Young, and she's definitely gone off a few times in the Laces games, which has been super fun. But again, dealt with injuries across the board. AT, week 2, injured. Then you get Tiffany Hayes out for a month with a concussion. You have Jackie Young, who came into the league injured, played for a little bit, got injured again. There's my cat. And it's just been a little. And then we've had Kate Martin out with a knee injury, and I don't know when she's coming back. I don't know if she's going to be back for the playoffs or what. But it does feel like, I don't know. Part of me feels like the Valkyries are like, hey, can you not keep playing and fully let your knee heal, so when you come and play and debut as a Valkyrie, you are healthy and we don't have a severe injury on our hands. Who knows? I need to make a video about Unrivaled, what I love about the league and what are some things I think should change. And one of the things that's been tough, but I also understand, is they really hold close to them what's going on as far as injuries go. I think that's good for the players, because I think as an athlete you do want to be like, I don't want to talk about my injuries, because especially during this time where players are getting traded and blah blah blah, it's like when you're injured that could be used against you in your deal. So I really respect and love that. But as a fan, it's very frustrating to be like, is AT coming back soon? What's going on with Tiffany Hayes? Kalia Copper, I got to talk about with the Rose. She has also been out for a while. So are we going to see Copper come back for the playoffs or the finals? And what's interesting too is when you don't have a player playing for so long in this league that's very short, and it's essentially mashup basketball stars, it can hurt the rhythm, One thing I want to say about the Rose is Brittney Sykes, when they first started, she wasn't getting a ton of play time. It seemed like they were using her as when Chelsea Gray's sitting out, she'll go in and run point, which she can totally do. But lately we've been seeing the lineup be with Chelsea Gray, Brittney Sykes, and Angel Reese starting, and it's working so well. It's really cool to see 2 point guards playing that are both shooters. So it's bam, you're ready to switch in and out. And that kind of makes the team playing defense against you be like, who do we guard? They can both shoot. So who knows? So when Kalia Copper comes back in, it's that'll probably change up the starting lineup. Does that change the chemistry? Who knows? But it is freaking playoff times, and you only got one shot to make it to the finals. So let's look at the playoff schedule. We have playing first. Oh boy. on Sunday, March 16th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. That's me. We have the Laces versus the Rose. So I'm already ready to have my heart broken because one of my favorite teams is not going to make it, and it's going to be hard to watch them lose. I will say the Rose wants it. They are so competitive. They are so hungry, and they're the number 2 seed. And we did see them beat the Laces not too long ago. So that seems like the most likely outcome. But who knows? Like, maybe the Laces are going to just turn it on and be like, let's freaking, like, just make this a crazy storyline where, like, bam, the Laces were hurt, and bam, they came back, and they won the championship. So we'll have to wait and see. Very, I don't know. It's going to be hard, but I can't wait to watch. And also, I don't know who to root for. Then 8:30 p.m., which will be more like 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Pacific Time, we have the Vinyl versus the Lunar Owls. And let's say the Hootie Hoos are on a tear. They are definitely, like, if you're going to be in Las Vegas betting on Unrivaled, you are betting for the Owls to win because, let's face it, 13 wins, 1 loss, where the next team is 8 wins. Like, it's literally like the Aces a couple years ago. It's, there's nobody that can get close. And this is what we're seeing with the Hootie Hoos. And not to mention, like, they are so competitive. They want it. You got people like Skylar Diggins-Smith on your team. And then the people coming off the bench is freaking Courtney Williams and Shakira Austin. Like, you got no weak players. It is a super, super strong team. You can tell they all like each other and they're having a good time, and the ball movement is great. So it will really feel like the gods are against them if they don't win this game against the Vinyls. It'll feel like the gods are against them if they don't win the championship. But again, if the Roses go forth, that is the one team that has beat them. And can they do it again? Absolutely. But also the Laces, if they go forward and they are healthy, boom, you throw in Kate Martin back. I don't know, Hootie Hoos, you got to look out. And that's what's great is, like, there is still a possibility of this not just being like, oh man, the Owls just crushed whoever made it. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait. I also just want to, like, point out some, like, player stats of, like, we also have the MVP voting going on right now. Who's going to get it? It's probably going to be Naphessa, which, no shade. She started the league. She won the one-on-one tournament. She is a Hootie Hoo. She is a baller, and she's never got the MVP for the WNBA. And definitely next season, everyone's going to have to be like, we really need to look at Fee and, like, get her an MVP award because she is crushing it. And I mean, Lynx next year is going to be a team that is going to be going for that championship. With all the trades and everything going on, you're not seeing a lot of changes with the Lynx. They like where they're at. Again, another team that really likes each other and can play together. And Fee is a big, big, big part of that. So, of course, she's number 1 and Unrivaled and will most likely be the MVP. There is some fan voting. I don't think this, again, is going to sway people. People really like Fee, and I feel like it's more likely that Fee is going to be voted MVP than the Lunar Owls winning the championship. That's how great she is, and just how feels like she hasn't had a bad game. But number 2, we have Kayla McBride. McBuckets, another Minnesota Lynx. I mean, again, this is just all, like, setting us up for a Lynx championship in 2025. Yeah, so love Kayla. Love what she's doing with the Laces. Again, I think if there wasn't so much injuries with the Laces, we would see the Laces probably taking the Owls for a spin. That's my hope, but we'll see. And then number 3, of course, you have Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray has been crushing it. So fun to watch and has just had some of the coolest assists, like behind the back. This one, like, over the head, no look pass, which was just so wild. And of course, Chelsea Gray is going to be the one to do it. And she just has that jump shot that I don't know why. Everyone knows if she gets to this specific spot right by the free throw line, off by the elbow, bam, it's going to go in. And still, she manages to trick them every time and gets several of those in a game. So, Chelsea Gray, again, I feel like if the Rose beats the Owls, it's because Chelsea Gray goes off in a way that we're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. But also, I can because it's Chelsea Gray. So, love Chelsea Gray, one of my favorites to be watching in this league. And also, like, it's just great to see her healthy. And then again, like, seeing the Aces in their new iteration with Jewel Lloyd, like, I don't know. Let's see. Aces. I know you didn't get your three-peat, but I know you're going to be trying to come for a championship in 2025, and you are a strong team. Obviously, with Chelsea Gray being injured last season, really said a lot about how the Aces didn't make it to the championships. And then what's interesting is in 4th and 5th, ranked for best unrivaled players, we have Ryan Howard and Dearica Hamby, both vinyl players. And honestly, when these teams were getting put together, vinyl was a team where I was like, whoa, you just put two people that went to the Olympics for 3-on-3 basketball on the same team. If that doesn't seem like, hey, look out for this team, I don't know what else is. And they were a team that I don't know why it didn't quite work as strongly as it did. I think this was a team that I think I probably would have put like in second place. And yeah, I don't know, like maybe it was just like scheduling and they kept playing like the hard teams when they were healthy versus like other teams I think played teams when they were more injured and that was just like easier wins. But I'm really glad to see them in the playoffs because I think they deserved a playoff spot and it'll be interesting to see. And if they beat the Owls, it'll be a total upset, but they can do it. I think they can do it. They have the 3-on-3 experience. And yeah, I think if this team stays together, they're a team that could totally be super strong and make it to the championship next year. And who knows, they might make it still this year. But you also have to shout out like Ray Burrell, who's been working so hard and has been so fun to watch in this league. I'm excited to see her play with the LA Sparks next season. I mean, you have Arike on the vinyl. Arike with Ryan Howard and Dearica Hamby. Like, that is very scary. But unfortunately, yeah, Arike has dealt with injuries this season, which has been tough. And you also have Aaliyah Boston and Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada has a very soft spot in my heart. Love watching her play. Also, she feels like a short hooper when it comes to WNBA players. So, yes, I think if on Sunday we have all of the unvinyl players versus only 5-player team Owls, they're not going to make it easy for the Owls. And no one makes it easy for the Owls. And that's what makes this league great. So, yeah, we'll see how that shakes out. But it's cool to see both Ryan and Dearica Hamby in the 4 and 5 spot for top unrivaled players, you know. And then in 6, you got Stewie with the Mist. Of course, Stewie's going to be in the top 10. Why the Mist didn't work out has been tough. It feels a little bit of like inexperience. You know, you got some rookies on that team. You got people who have never played 3-on-3, you know, at least in a while. And then maybe it's just a little bit of fatigue, like coming off winning a championship for the Liberty players and then coming into this league. This league might be a little more like, it's fun. Like, we don't need to like go nuts. So it just might not be like that competitive is not coming from the Mist, and we just kind of watched them dissipate and go into the background, which has been tough. Yeah. Number 7, you got Alicia Gray, another Owl, and one of my favorite players to watch. You know, she's just a player where sometimes she has an off game, but then the next game she comes around and boom, she's getting buckets left and right. So, you know, can't be mad about that. And also, she's on the Owls, so we love you, Alicia. Number 8, we have Sabrina, of course, with the Phantom. Very interesting. She kind of came in late. You know, she was in France for week 2, and then she left the league like a week ago to go do advocate work in the Philippines. So And she had told the league up front, like, hey, if I join, I can only be available for this period of time. And they said yes. So can't be mad about that. It's another thing, though, that makes this league a little like, okay, like you get what you get. Like you might only have 4 people playing on a team. Now we have the relief contract players coming in. It's been so fun. It's just interesting to see how they navigate like these kind of situations. And still with Sabrina only playing the short time that she did, bam, she's number 8. So can't be mad about that. And she has been super fun to watch. You got Skylar Diggins Smith at number 9, another hootie hoo, another. If she's on your team, you love to have her. If she's not on your team, she drives you nuts. And like her high arc shot is always like so fun to like be like, oh my gosh, it's so high. But she's she's so good, and her defensively, she's so fun to watch. Like just how immediately she gets low and she's ready to go. So, Sky, you deserve the number 9 spot. You know, you could even go up higher, I think. And number 10, we have Brittney Griner with the Phantom, who gave us our first dunk of the Unrivaled League last week, which was so fun and cool to watch. Not to mention, immediately she gets a ball and sinks a 3, like within 20 seconds after dunking. And that just makes great ball playing. And also, it's like, I don't know, maybe she should get the MVP because she freaking dunked. That was awesome. So yeah, it's a wild time. I'm very excited for these playoffs. I want to be on the edge of my seat. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to be on the edge of my seat. I don't just want to see a Lunar Owl blowout, but we'll see. The first game, I'm going to be very, happy and sad at the same time. So I hope you all enjoy the Unrivaled Playoffs. I'll be back on later to talk about how the championships played off and also like what worked and didn't work with this league. And the great news is like Steph Curry just stepped in to be an investor. People are talking about what's next for season 2. So it's not going anywhere, which I am so happy for. I love that this has been considered a success. And I'm excited to see what steps they're going to take next year to make Unrivaled even stronger and even more successful. So enjoy those playoffs, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.